No one knows for sure how many families have lived in the old house on Cypress Street. Some say 6, others swear it was 11. But everyone agrees on one thing. None stayed for long. At first glance, the house looks normal. 2 stories, large windows, a wooden facade worn by time. But as soon as you cross the rusty gate, you feel something. A cold that doesn't match the weather. A silence that isn't just the absence of sound. It's a presence of something. Decades ago, long before the families and the charming exterior, that land was a forgotten cemetery. The records were lost, and so were the dead. When the land was sold, they swore the bodies had been exhumed. A lie. They only removed the headstones. The bones, hundreds of them, remained, buried directly beneath the house's foundation. And since then, every wall, every floorboard of that structure carries more than dust. It carries echoes from beneath the ground. The first family lasted only 3 months. Objects would disappear. Glasses broke on their own. Lights flickered and exploded without explanation. At night, heavy footsteps could be heard in the attic, even though the door was padlocked. Doors opened by themselves. Security cameras showed shadows moving down the halls. But no one, absolutely no one, lived there besides the family, or so they thought. And then came the voice, always in the dead of night, always whispered. It called out names, sometimes from the basement, sometimes from the children's room, sometimes from inside the closet. The voice seemed to know exactly where you were, and spoke as if it were right next to you. Some accounts say it repeated a phrase in a calm, almost maternal tone. You shouldn't be here.
You shouldn't be here.
From that moment on, all the residents began having the same dream, a dark room and eyes that never blinked. The children were the first to change. They stopped playing. They drew distorted figures. Some wrote reversed messages on the walls. Others muttered in unknown languages. One girl went so far as to remove every mirror from the house because she didn't want to see who was looking back anymore. No one could get her to explain what that meant. But one morning, in the bathroom mirror, written in fingers dirty with soil, were the words, "We are still here." The last family, the Denise, lasted only 2 months. It was the most terrifying case. The mother ran out in the middle of the night, barefoot, carrying her 2 children in her arms. In a panic, the father came out shortly after, covered in scratches, with a completely empty look in his eyes. Neighbors say they heard screams that night. Screams and laughter. But no one dared to check. The house stayed closed for years, until a group of paranormal investigators decided to go in. They brought cameras, sensors, state-of-the-art equipment, but they stayed inside for only 17 minutes. Only a short piece of the footage could be recovered. One of the investigators stares into the camera, trembling, his eyes brimming with pure terror. He repeats a single phrase as if he were no longer himself. They never left. They never left. After that, the recording was corrupted. No one ever wanted to go back. Today the house is still there, abandoned, for sale, at a ridiculously low price, but no one is interested. Because everyone already knows, that is not a house, it's a tomb. And the dead are still hungry. If you pass by at night, you might hear someone whispering your name. You might see something in the second-floor window, staring straight into your eyes. But if that happens, don't stop. Don't look back. And for the love of God, don't go in.